It's sunny outside, it's beautiful, and everybody is doing the same thing as last time because it's been raining for so long and it's been so crazy that people are just mowing their lawns. I'm sure you might be able to hear that. And it's interesting, it's freaking beautiful outside. I'm earthing right now, my bare feet, and just enjoying the sunshine and getting this going. So I want to wait because my friend Jordan from yesterday, the live from yesterday, is supposed to be joining me. And we had a really cool tidbit of the conversation on the phone before I started this. And I was like, hey, why don't we just actually talk about that on our Facebook Live today and see if it resonates with people? Because yesterday we got so many comments and good feedback. I got personal inbox messages from people that I haven't talked to in forever that really thought that what we were talking about yesterday. Hey, Jordan, how are you? Let's see if I can wait. Here we go. Bring Jordan on the video. Send invite. So it's on its way. But yeah, so we got a lot of good feedback from yesterday's Facebook Live because it obviously resonated with a ton of people. Hey, Jordan!
Hey!
We're back. We're back in action. It looks beautiful out there.
It is. I just got back from a walk. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
That's great.
How's Colorado?
Colorado's freaking beautiful. It is so amazing right now. And I'm sitting out. Have you seen any of my earthing posts where I just go barefoot basically and I like walk around the neighborhood and stuff? And yeah, so looking at grounding / earthing, it is an incredible way to reduce like anxiety, inflammation, because you actually are like connecting back to the earth. And it's so interesting. The lady put it that I was watching this video. She said, the earth provides everything we need, yet we continually find ways to separate ourselves from the earth. And so in this case, she was talking about shoes that have rubber soles, where we used to just all walk barefoot, and would the electrons from the earth actually go directly into our skin cells on our feet and help calm our nervous system. So, just various things like that.
I totally believe that a million percent. I mean, we've lost a lot of connection with, nature, but
Right. For
we're
sure.
all connected, and so that's really cool. Yeah.
Hi, Betty. Good to see you. So yeah, I'm sitting outside, and here comes a huge truck. You can probably hear that rolling by. But so I was just mentioning before you hopped on that we were talking about one of the concepts of transformation, like that. There's a difference between change and transformation. I did a Facebook Live on that previously, but really, transformation, like 90% of all transformation, is awareness. What does that mean to you? And then I'll give you my 2 cents on that.
Well, awareness, it goes with your, you don't know until you know. And I think a lot of awareness comes from experience too, because again, if you only know this way of life and you haven't gone through certain things, you don't know, right? What you don't know.
Yeah.
So Eric and I were talking about this on our walk yesterday, but awareness is the key for transformation. And you have to, just like we were saying yesterday, just keep peeling, the layers of the onion to get to, I'm aware that I'm of this now. And then you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And so, and the way that you do that though, is like you said, even connecting, with the earth, like ways to open your eyes, to see, to feel, have different energy. And then just also to, what you're putting into your body, like food or content, anything. All of that matters.
Right.
Like even our ears, or, like what we listen to, everything, is going to, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go finish.
Well, I'm just saying everything, like you don't, like I've said now, you don't know until you know, but when you
Right.
start to change what you're putting in, the levels of awareness kind of like they come out. It's like, oh, I didn't even know
Right.
I could like see this or whatever. So
Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
the inputs, what you put in, automatically affect the outputs, right? But for me, talking about like awareness is 90% of transformation. What that means to me is a lot of people that I talk to in my past, specifically the relationships that I've had that have been longer term, they have a hard time acknowledging the truth, right? So we'll have conversations about what may have occurred or what our thoughts were, and we'll come to a topic that they are unwilling to acknowledge the truth of the situation, and there's facts around it. And until you are aware of what you are actually hiding from or avoiding or not acknowledging, until you're aware of that, you can't make it conscious, right? So part of my journey right now is making the unconscious, my shadow self, and the things that I deal with specifically, I'm trying to make them conscious so we can actually make. And so conscious for me, or consciousness, is just awareness, right? If I am aware of the things that I'm struggling with, then I can work on it. But if I'm not aware, how is that even possible, right? So what that means to me is awareness is 90% of transformation, meaning that you have to be aware of what you need to work on or want to work on before you can actually work on it. Pretty simple, right?
Mm-hmm. So how do you become aware?
Right. And so that's the thing is, and this is where I think a lot of people, including this specific person that I'm speaking of in my mind, they get really defensive, right? Like, hey, this is one of the things. So, hey, you're on your phone a lot and the kids are trying to get your attention. Do you think maybe you could pay more attention? I'm not on my phone a lot. This is how I decompress. This is what I do. Okay. I'm just trying to make you aware, but people get super defensive, right? And so it's fighting that desire or like trigger or instant response reaction to get defensive, and then realize that maybe what they're saying is somewhat true, all true, whatever it might be. But ultimately it's realizing that there is truth in what they're saying and accepting that truth to whatever extent you're able to accept it to.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing, like what we were talking about earlier, I feel like to get on that kind of those levels to even, have an understanding that you need to look deeper, the things that we were talking about, how about opening yourself up and kind of like removing a lot of the noise and the chaos.
Right.
So then you can, have that awareness, because now it's like people, I mean, like the phone thing, they just snap back, but it's just, they're just right on the surface. They don't see, they don't know, and if you're constantly like up to your, neck and shit all the time, you can't be aware of anything underneath,
Right.
and you just keep doing it. So, and, that brings me like, with the coaching program that I'm going to launch here soon is, with the women that I want to work with, I feel like again, that we're talking about the awareness and to get to even to those feelings where you are knowing that there's something more in there. Your body is a huge thing. Like you said, walking barefoot and just connecting. And like with them, I want to like just stretch, just lay on your back or whatever, and just be like, just start to open and release, physically a lot of that stuff. So you can, it starts, I believe, like the body is huge, because we can always say things in our mind, but our body still reacts a certain way. We got to calm that down. That's to, right. But.
Well, let's see. We have about 35 seconds left. Any last words that you want to say that would be poignant for this conversation?
I want to hear your last words.
My last words would be this: is work and fight to find the awareness. Work and fight to find that shadow self that's trying to hide from you, because when you make that unconscious conscious, then you can actually work on transforming yourself into becoming the better version of yourself that really truly you want to be, and that really truly wants to express itself.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that with little steps is just get quiet, just even if it's 2 minutes to start with, just kind of be with yourself.
Right.
And just kind of start the process so that you are aware to open and all of that. So
Right. So any last words? We're right at 10 minutes, but any last words that we could share, wisdom, or if you want to expand on anything, since
I mean, I guess going off of my journey, I just think it's all about, I mean, in order for things to be different, we have to do different things. And so we're always chaotic and stressful, filled with stress, but it's like just baby steps can lead to like major changes. So,
right.
We all have things to work on, and I'm constantly striving to get deeper and deeper to help myself. But like I just said, take 2 minutes and just be in quiet for a minute, or, read a couple pages of an inspiring book, just something to start opening up, and then that subconscious stuff is going to come in, and you're just kind of, it just grows, I guess, is how it comes more forward the more that you kind of allow it to open, I guess. Like, you're not so in your conscious mind, you're aware more of other things, I guess, that are already there. It's just,
Right.
yeah.
And I think sometimes the people in your life can also help you with that. And that's where really, instead of getting really like defensive and like, oh, I don't do that. Like, yeah, maybe you do a little bit. Right. And just acknowledging that. And so that's why I think awareness is 90% of transformation, is because you have to be aware. And if you're not, then you need to do the work to make yourself aware. And sometimes that work is difficult. It's painful. Sometimes you don't want to see that part of yourself, but that's where all of the real healing begins, is in the place that you haven't already gone. So one of the things that we say in Warrior, that program that I'm in for men, is there's no more light in the light. What's up, Chad? Hope you're doing well, buddy. There's no more light in the light, meaning like right now, you could shine a flashlight out here in the sunshine. You are not going to be able to see the light from that flashlight, right? We could all have 1,000 flashlights right now, and we could all point it into the air. None of it would make a difference, because there is no more light in that light. But there is a lot of light in the darkness, and that darkness is what you can't see, or that darkness is what you're trying to avoid. And what's up, buddy? And so that's what I am trying to get to, is like, how do you find your own light in your own darkness? How do you do that, right? And it's really by maybe seeking a therapist, maybe doing some journey, maybe really reaching outside of what you normally do to find that healing that needs to occur, so you can actually find that shadow self. Because as my buddy Eric in Warrior says, he goes, if you can see it, you don't have to be it, which is a huge thing, right?
That's really good. Yeah.
And that's what goes to like what I was just saying as far as awareness, right? Like, if you can see it, now you're aware of it, you don't have to be it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I mean, and a big thing too, like, moving through the levels of, consciousness to kind of be aware. But remember that everything's kind of what you get upset about, it's a mirror.
Right.
So there's something, like if you're pissed off because, get off your phone. Well, if there wasn't anything in there that you are dealing with on your own, you wouldn't be upset. So it's to ask the simple questions. Well, why am I so upset? Well, he always complains at me. Well, why does that bother you? Well, okay, why do and just keep going and going. That's a big thing too, to just start asking those questions.
To your point, if you didn't think it was true, it wouldn't bother you. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And that maybe is what is where you start digging the discovery of making yourself aware.
Questions and writing about it is so huge. Like, just ask. Like if you said something and I want to react to you, well, why? Well, surface, it's like, well, he said it and he sounded like a jerk. Well, why am I interpreting it that way? Why does it matter to me?
Right.
Well, because I feel like it makes me look bad. Well, why does that, you know what I mean? And you just questions are huge to ask yourself, and then write about it. And you can really uncover a lot of things that's like, whoa, I didn't know that was the core of this behavior. Yeah, and then digging into that is really where the work begins. That's not where it ends. That's where it begins, right? Making yourself aware of what you need to work on. So, all right, my friend. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for hopping on. Any last words of wisdom? make it a great day. Seriously, there's never, you'll never have this day again. And I know that sounds like cliche, but it's like there is so much amazing blessings and beauty around us, and we can choose whether to see it or to focus on something else.
Yeah. Make yourself aware of the beauty and the gratitude in your life. And so that's where I leave you, my friends, is where in your life do you feel like you need to become more conscious of the awareness that needs to occur to be able to allow the healing to happen? So with that, think about that. Leave us some comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Jordan and I will be doing more of these in the future. All right.
Bye, guys.
Hi. See you soon.